Hello everyone, I'm Bob Elder, the producer and host of this upcoming season for Football Forecast 90, an upbeat, informative, and very exciting football handicapping show that is being made available to you starting in September. Now what you're about to see is just a sample of our 4 segments that we'll be sending you each week throughout the football season. It's a show designed to give both the football handicapper and the football fan an objective view of the top collegiate and professional games each week. The show will not feature 4 or 5 supposedly know-it-all experts arguing and confusing the audience with their overinflated egos for 30 long minutes. Instead, 4 of the top handicappers in the country from California, Las Vegas, and Atlantic City will calmly discuss the shows each week individually and give the viewers the bottom line facts so they can evaluate the games and make their own selections. Now the show will open each week with a 15-second teaser followed by our brand new open. Then after I welcome everybody to this week's show, we're going to be going to Dennis Tobler of the TSI Network, and he'll be giving us up-to-date lines and important insights from where else but Las Vegas.
But I'm going to run down the lines of all 5 games to give everybody a view of what's going on here in Las Vegas. The annual battle between Army and Navy will be played at Philadelphia this weekend. Army opened as an 8.5-point favorite, and that line has moved to minus 10.5. So the Cadets are drawing the action early in this game. Another big battle on the East Coast finds Pittsburgh at Syracuse to take on the Orangemen. The Orangemen opened as 6-point favorites, and that line has dropped slightly to minus 5.5. BYU is on the road to play Miami of Florida, and the Hurricanes opened as 21-point favorites. But the word around Las Vegas is that Jimmy Johnson is going to pour on the points in hopes of enticing #1 votes for his team. Consequently, the Hurricanes have moved up to 24-point favorites, a big 3-point movement from 21 to 24 points. And in the final game on Saturday, Oregon is at Hawaii. Hawaii opened as a 3-point favorite. The line has moved all the way to Oregon, being favored by 1 now. And I must admit, this has to be my college tip of the week. Play Oregon. Oregon has the much better team. Hawaii had no business being favored in the first place. There is one other college game this weekend. It will be played on Sunday night after the main the Sunday night NFL matchup. That's right, 8 o'clock Pacific time kickoff from Tokyo, Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. Oklahoma State is a 14-point favorite in that game. That's the way the college activity shapes up from here in Las Vegas.
Following the first of 3 timeouts for commercial inserts and also bumpers that will have added lines and current information on trends and movements, we're going to go to Dennis Hill and Edmund Slick, direct from the hotbed of sports action on the East Coast, Atlantic City.
Our man Dennis Hill of King of the Hill Sports is looking at a key matchup in the NFL this weekend between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Oilers. Dennis, take it away.
This should be an exciting football game. The thing I love about this football game is that the lines makers in Las Vegas have installed Houston as a 4-point favorite, Eddie, and that doesn't convince me they're the right side. In a very close-knit contest and an exciting contest, I like those 4 big points. My side, Buffalo plus the 4. Now you've got an East-West confrontation in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, any old time you can get the Super Bowl champs as an underdog the following year, you got to go for a few things we handicappers call value. This is a little thing, you know, trivial, but I can't believe that the Eagles are a 1.5-point favorite.
I have trouble with the Eagles being favored over anybody.
Now, the Eagles beat Seattle and an old, decrepit Washington team, but the key is they gave up 37 points last season. Ripping and ripped right through the Eagles' secondary like an invasion plotted by Rommel. Now, with that thought in mind, could you imagine what Montana and Rice Aroni are going to have? After all, they saw the films. They're going to have a good time.
Segment number 3 each week will be a careful analysis of the hottest games of the week by Dennis Tobler, one of the finest and most respected handicappers in the country. I'll be joining Dennis, and we'll be sampling some of the biggest games. Well, welcome back to Football Forecast 90, everyone. Joining me as he does each week at this time is Dennis Tobler of the TSI Network. And Dennis, nice to have you back in this big week of football.
Oh, thank you, Bob. It's always a pleasure.
As I said, a big week, and of course, one big game I think stands out in the collegiate ranks and one in the professional ranks. Let's go to the college first, and that's got to be Nebraska and Colorado.
Oh, what a big matchup this is, and not only will it go a long way in determining who the power in the Big 8 is, but it'll also go a long way in determining who the power in the nation will be this year. And I believe truly that Colorado is one of the teams to be reckoned with in the 1990s. Coach McCartney has done one fantastic job with this team. Just remember back 4 or 5 years ago to the sorry state this program was in. Now they're battling for the national championship each and every year. Nebraska, on the other hand, has had their opportunities for national championships, fully losing 5 opportunities in the last 15 years to be crowned #1. The reason being, Tom Osborne's too conservative as a coach. I think that will show up in today's ballgame. I like Colorado minus the 3 points to get the job done at home.
Okay, I'll mark that one down. Now, the big game coming up, East Coast and West Coast in the pros, has got to be John Robinson's Los Angeles Rams traveling back to East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Giants.
Well, there certainly is plenty of national coast-to-coast interest on this ball game. Both of them fighting for #1 in their divisions. The Rams are a little bit in a predicament here. They have some injury problems that will take its toll in the ball game. The Giants play very, very well at home, and Bill Parcells is still one of the best coaches in the NFL. I look for him to have the number of the Rams. Even though the Rams are playing well, with Everett and Ellard getting the job done, I think that the Giants' defense could put a stop to that. Look for the Giants to cover the small 3.5 points at home.
Of course, with Everett, Ellard, and Flipper Anderson doing so well, it puts a lot of pressure on the ground game. Kurt Warner, the Plan B free agent they got from Seattle, has had trouble with his knees as predicted. He's going to be on AstroTurf. How is that going to affect him?
Oh, I think that'll make a big difference, and that went a long way in my decision on choosing the Giants in this ball game. Warner won't be able to run on the AstroTurf. To put it frank, I don't think he'll get the job done, and they will get very few yards on the ground.
Segment number 4 is a very special and a very unique feature of Football Forecast 90 each week. That's when we'll look at non-football events that are happening around the country. This could be boxing, horse racing, or other special interest to the sports handicapper. And to do this, we'll have Roger Corey come in with a segment appropriately named Corey's Corner. Following Roger's special analysis of this main event, we'll also have a close of the show, a look at next week's show, and then we'll be rolling out with our credits. Well, there you have a brief but concise look at what's ahead this season for Football Forecast 90. We're real excited about this show, and we hope you'll make Football Forecast 90 a part of your 1990 family. For information regarding how Football Forecast 90 can become a part of your station, call either Ted Crisell or Joe Winkleman at Green Stripe Media. We thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll be a part of your family come this fall.